Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, welcome to another video. Today we're going to do a quick video, well it won't be that quick actually, on the Maserati. Now, quite a common issue on the Maserati is the rear park or the front parking sensors do go quite often. I think mine has had at least 5 in its life, and my near side rear has gone as well. It's a bit intermittent. In fact, I accidentally pushed it and it's fallen into the bumper. So to get it out, I'm going to have to take the rear bumper off, because there is no way you can get to. I've heard you can take the rear silencer off, but then you've got all the heat shielding to get off as well. You just literally can't get your hand up there. So it looks easier to take the rear bumper off, and well, you know, there we go. So there's the offending article on hole, and it's hanging down here somewhere. As you can see, I've got the MC shift with the oval exhaust, so there's absolutely no room to get under there. Before we start stripping it down, hopefully mine's going to fail still, and I'm going to show you using my Autel how to diagnose which is the faulty parking sensor. So let's go. Right, the ODB port is behind this panel underneath the steering wheel, so just give it a good tug and it comes down like that. Hopefully you can just see it there to the left of the fuse box. So there he is, all installed. So let's see what faults we got. Right, so connected to the car with my Autel. So you go into Info, Common, Entertainment. At the bottom you've got parking sensors. Click on that and read the codes. There you can see we've got external left-hand rear sensor open circuit. So that's the one that's faulty. So that's the one we're going to replace. Right, I'm starting under the car because these are the ones that are going to be harder to get undo. And if you can't get these off, then you're a losing battle anyway. So, alright, so in the middle of the car there should be 3 of these Torx 30 bolts. You can see how rusty that is. I've just made sure that come undone, but really tight. There should be 3 of them. 1, 2, mine's missing, and my number 3 is also missing. And then just underneath the silencer you've got an 8mm bolt. You can see that. Torch on it. Then you've got an 8mm bolt there. I'm guessing there's one at the other end. Yep, so there's 2 8mm bolts right underneath the silent exit of the silencers. And then over there in the corner there's another bolt by the wheel right on the edge, which we'll have a look at in a minute. Right, this one here at the edge of the bumper, you can see the wheel. It's another T30 Torx, so there's one on the other side as well. Just a quick side note, on the edge of the bumper here, I said it was a T30 Torx. It is, but it's also a 10mm nut inside. You can just get your hand up there and get a spanner on it. It comes off really easy. Right, next we need to take off this strip here. It's at the top of the bumper. Okay. And should just be able to lift this up like that. And as you can see, that there's bumper bolts underneath, and these are damn good clean as well. So there you go. So I'll give that a clean, and then we've got, just check what they are. Yeah, they're T30 again. Next thing to do is to take off these rear kind of covers, and when you got them off, it's probably a good idea to give them a good clean behind them, because they are accustomed to gathering dirt behind. To do this, literally just get a trim tool behind it and just pull it out like that. And here's what I did earlier. As you can see, I've cleaned this recently. There's still a bit of dirt there, and you can see these go into the back lights, which we have to remove because there's some screws underneath the rear light. To take the rear light out, we have to take all of that inner gubbins out inside the boot. So that's next. Next we need to remove the boot tie down hoops. These are 6mm Allen keys, 6mm hex head, and there's 4 of them, 2 on each side. So just remove them, and then you should be able to remove this bottom piece of carpet. Just be careful, there is a washer underneath, so don't lose that. Undo the little hatch, and you see this red cable here. That's for the emergency fuel cap release if you ever need it. We need to disconnect the 12-volt power socket as well. So the fixings that look like this are in fact screw caps. So you just need to prise these off with a little thin screwdriver, and then you'll get access to Phillips screws. So on the back panel here, boot lock, back panel, you've got one there, one in the middle, and the same the other side. So there's 4 on the back panel, so you need to remove that. And on the rear, so the side, left hand side, you've got one at the top there. So the only thing holding this side panel in is this screw up here. However, it's actually tucked underneath this floor panel. So if you look here, you can see it's looped underneath the floor panel behind it. So that means you've got to remove this floor panel as well, which is not so bad because it's just these screws. I've just removed these 2. There's 2 there and 1 on either side there. I think that's it. Maybe there's some more under there, I don't think so. Either way, I've got to take all this out. So it should be just those 4 Phillips screws. Now with the battery cover removed, you can see how these side panels loop underneath. Again, on here, look. This one, let's put that back there. Let's put that cover on. Short and even out. So you can see here, with this compartment here, loops underneath there, so you have to remove this. Now look, that is the parking brake, rear parking brake assembly. Okay, pretty much the whole boot stripped down. Right, so now, fingers crossed, if we put that there, this should, oh yeah, see that bottom bit comes out, and then you can see spin the light in a minute. As you can see, there's a couple more fixings here. I believe these just spin off. Yeah, so yeah, you've got to remove that from each side as well. Finally, right, so after removing these, they just kind of twist and they're not threaded or anything, so you can just pull them up, you won't damage them. So once you've removed all those, the trim here will just come forward. And just remember, you need to disconnect the 12-volt on that side, on the passenger side, left hand side in the UK. And on this side, again, just pull it out from the rubber. Let's pull it out from the rubber. You can see, give it a pull, and then it will pull and lift. There you go. Just lift there, and it all comes out as one piece. God. Now you need to do this to get to these 3 bolts for the rear lights. That is a long-winded palaver. Right, first disconnect this cable to the rear lights. You just literally push on that tab, knock them off with a ratchet, and then just spin the nuts off. These are 8mm. There's 3 of them, each side obviously. And then do the last one, make sure the light doesn't fall off. So once they're out, and the light will just literally pull out, and like so. And now you can see what a great design this was. There's 2 more bumper bolts here and here, and there's more. There's 2 bumper bolts way at the back there. Let's see what size they are. I reckon they're 10mm. Yeah, 10mm. So you've got one there, obviously the same either side, and then that, I think, is the lot. So there's one last bolt. Now if you look at the bumper line, there's the wheel as a reference, the bumper into the rear arch. Okay, inside up here there's a 10mm bolt. Okay, you can see the hole there. Look. You need to take that out. Right, so all this side is undone. Parking sensor I need is here. I haven't got a lot of room, so hopefully I'm left that side connected. So hopefully I can just unclip this and it'll give me enough room to get my hand in there to get the parking sensor. Fingers crossed. So we just remove this and you can see the whole thing is moving, and woo, there you go. There's my dangly parking sensor, and the hole is just there. Look, you can see it, but there's the hole. So if you just need to do an outside one, you probably get away with just taking one side off. If you've got a middle one, there's 2 centre ones, I've heard you can just get under the bottom bolts and get your hand in there, but it's going to be really tight, and if you've got a tight sensor to get off, then it might be a bit of a nightmare. So anyway, I'm just going to put this back on. Alright, I'm just going to put that back on for now, and going to have a cup of tea. Right, here's the cable. Undo the parking sensor, just push down on that tab. It's quite stiff, don't overdo it, you'll snap it. And then it just comes off straight away. Easy as that. So here is my original parking sensor. Now as you can see, it's an original one. That's the part number 214561 with a Ferrari logo. Now these to buy are about 150 quid. 150 quid, I hear you say. Yes, 150 quid for an original one. However, this one here, let me take the tape off. So here's my parking sensor. I've already sprayed it to match my blue Mediterranean paintwork. Okay, now the can of spray was more expensive than this parking sensor. Okay. Now this parking sensor is from, you can see, they are identical. Okay. The only difference is this little tab on the back. If I show you that way round, these little tabs on the back, which you can easily just cut off if you need to. I'm not sure. I'll find out in a minute. Now this parking sensor is from the Skoda Superb. I'll put the part number on the screen. I paid £13 for this, so the paint was more expensive than the parking sensor. This parking sensor 150 odd, this one £13. Bit of a saving. Right, the parking sensor's in. However, I've realised that it moves, and that's because you can see down there the bracket which the parking sensor goes into has snapped. So what I'm going to have to do is put it in there. Once I know it's working, put it in there and just put some hot glue around it. If I accidentally push it in again, I do not want to do all this again. So anyway, we're going to test it. Right, so I'm going to clear the codes of this one. So as you erase the codes, ignition on, engine off, yes. Deleted, or you control. The road. I'm just going to read the codes again. No codes. Can I put this in reverse? I don't know if I can put it in reverse. Oh, there we go. I'm in reverse. Live data. Sensor status. Left hand rear, there you go. They're all working. There you go. Just proves that they're all working now. Okay, parking sensor is now installed. Bit of hot glue around the connector just to hold it in place. I've just checked it's not going to go anywhere. So, as you saw in the insert I just did, the parking sensors are all working correctly now. So, just going to give it a bit of a clean behind the bumpers and the lights here, and then we're going to put it all back together. By putting it back together, I just put these two bolts under the light in loosely just to hold the bumper in place. Then I did those two inside because you need to line those up, and that will make sure the bumper is nice and flush with the rear wing. And then the bolt under here, I'll do that one last, do the bottom ones last. Then you can put these ones in on there. Just a side note, I'm using copperies on all my bolts because it could be me taking it apart again. I do it on every single bolt I take off on any car. Put a bit of copperies on it, because if you've got to take it off again, it's going to be a damn sight easier. Right, rear lights back on. Don't forget to plug them in. Remember, they're only 3 8mm nuts. Nice and easy. Give this a clean while you're here, and then you can put on the cover. So when you put these side panels back in, just note at the back it slips under this back panel, and then you'll see that the holes line up. Okay, and also don't forget to tuck inside the boot seal, and then it's just one screw up there, and repeat for the other side. But remember, plug in the 12-volt socket. So make sure you can fit the side lower panels. Just make sure they are completely home, and this is flush here, and then these bolt holes should be in the middle. Same on that side. Make sure it's nice and flush. When you're fitting these, don't forget there's a washer with them, and they go like that, and they are 6mm. They're 6mm and a key. Tighten them up with a ratchet. Just make sure they're tight. That one's not. Right, we're getting there. So once the side panels are in, we need to put in this rear panel next, because it fits slightly under this cubby hole here, as I'll show you now. So you can see there, the cubby hole sits on this lip here. So this needs to go in first. Then you can fit the boot cubby hole, as I call it, in there, and then last the battery cover. Finally, don't forget to do the bolts on the bottom. So you've got the Torx on the bottom and the 8mm on the corner under there, and obviously the nut and bolt. Don't forget the Torx and the 10mm bolt under here for the wheel arch cover. There you go, it's all done. I just need to put this back on, need to repair mine. It's split, and you need to put in the boot cover. Again, as you can see, mine has pulled all the, well, I pulled them out, but the cover tabs are all gone. So I'm just going to put some double side tape on mine, hold it down. Hope you like the video, hope you find it useful. Please comment, like, and think about subscribing, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.